Hi. I was asked, what are the real signs that I'm having a real spiritual awakening and not just a phase? Okay, so some signs could be that it's not dependent. What's happening, what you're experiencing is not dependent on experience. Because every experience comes and goes. If you're having this expanded experience where all the light comes in and everything's just totally clear and you can just see everything like crystal clear and nothing means anything and you can see through all the illusory stories, it's not dependent on that experience. So if a moment comes where that then kind of closes down and everything looks normal again, the tendency of the mind is to feel that now this is not it, that was it. The expanded experience is it. And the experience that's kind of closed in and everything looks normal again and mundane or whatever can bring about the feeling like I lost it. How do I get back there? But all of this is illusory. So to be able to see through all that, silence my phone, to be able to see through, to be able to notice like what doesn't change, what is always here, what is like here to experience it all, what is here to know it when it's expanded. And there's all this light and there's all these like whatever it can be realizations. What is here to know it? What is here to know when it changes? What is here that is always here, regardless of every state? So when I kind of shifted, right? Let's just call it that this for this moment. Uh, there was a massive experience, right? There was a massive experience where the situation that I was in kind of the whole story I was telling myself about the situation that I was in dropped away. And I entered as if I entered. It's as if I entered a wide open, free space opened. And it just kept opening and just kept opening and just kept opening. And it was endless light. And I knew that I was free. absolutely free. I completely and utterly, totally forgot. I even forgot my body, forgot where my body was, laying in a prison cell. Completely and utterly forgot all of that. And it's like I'd gone into some other dimension. And in that dimension, all was absolutely beautiful and free and full of light. And a thought came, what is this? And then another thought said, freedom. And it just opened wider. And so I felt like I'd found a place where I could go. And the taste of that, the experiencing and the feeling of that, it opened my consciousness opened to what I hadn't known before in my ordinary reality. So this was in the middle of the night, right? And I was there all night, like flying in this field. In the worlds between sleep and wake, in the state between sleeping and waking. I was just out there in this vastness. And it was so beautiful and so freeing. And so when I came back to the body, this body's laying in a prison cell. And the usual things like 6 o'clock in the morning, the shouting, like banging on your door, get up, you've got to go to the factory and work, screaming in Japanese. Yeah, I got up and I stood in line and marched with the others, being counted like a soldier, and marched to the factory. But on the way, as I was walking, I caught a glimpse of the sun coming up over the mountain between the trees, the sunrise. Maybe it was 7 a.m., freezing cold. Yeah, the sun was full bright. And it was like there was a secret between me and that. I'm just using words and I'm just telling a story, right? So it was like this secret of existence itself was revealing its secret to itself through the form of me, like it had sneaked through the crack of identity to reveal itself to itself as the real me. Right. So it was like this secret. I'm noticing the sun coming up over the mountain and the magicalness of everything all around, while at the same moment I'm being, hey, come on, counted and screamed at. And there's this weird reality going on. And there was this smile inside at just the freedom of knowing the truth that this movie in which I'm being screamed at and I'm in constriction and I have to do what they say and all that stuff, that this is just a movie. And I'm having a bit of a heart flush. That this is a movie, and the reality, the truth was in that the glory of the sun coming up over the mountain and with all its true power, with its statement of eternal truth of eternal reality, of eternal now, 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 now. And so I slipped into this everlasting now, everlasting now. And so the mind stopped racing in all the when will I get out of here and all that stuff, and the future and past, and trying to imagine dates and this counting the days and all that stuff. I was just dropped into this everlasting now. And here was and is beauty. Beauty. If you look right now, if you look out the window at the sky, like what I can do right now, I see the moon. It's it's beautiful. It's it's not even half moon. It's quite new, but a couple of days after new moon, it looks like. But it's magical. It's the truth. It's only ever now. Yet it's constantly changing. It's eternal. It's always and forever. It never goes away. It's always, always here. At different stages, it shows its light. But it's always there. It's always constant, 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 constant. And it will be there after this body is gone. I have no doubt it was there before this body came. And it's constant and it's constant. And that which is constant, it is the same as that. It is the same as all that is constant. The moon in the sky is constant. The sun reflecting on the moon is constant. At different stages, continuously changing, but constant. And always present, always now. Timeless, and yet has been for aeons. And that truly is. And this body, it's a change. It lives in time. It will come and go. It's a come and a go. Everything about it is a come and a go. It's constantly coming and going. The cells are constantly changing. The experience of it is constantly changing. Yet that which is giving life to it, that which is actually beating the heart, giving the force to beat the heart, is eternal. It never goes away. So when this body drops, that force that gives it life remains, remains, remains. So in this moment where I entered this kind of endless, vast sky of consciousness, as if I entered. But it's more, the truth is more that that's what I am. And everything else subsided. That just opened, consciousness just opened. And here, is a knowing that never goes away. Nothing can take it. away. No matter about the passing by experience, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. No matter about the movie that's playing out. Nothing can take this knowing. So if I relate to the world and to this movie from here, from this knowing, then I'm free of having anything mean anything about me. I'm free. And so anything that can happen to my character or my personal life stream is part of an unfolding through which this human is learning and growing, releasing. And the more that gets released, the more space there is for this to live through this form, more and more and more at home in this, free. So when this question comes, let's go back to that question. I went off a bit there in a tangent, on a tangent. The question, how can I, what are the signs that I can know that I'm having a spiritual awakening and it's not just a phase? Is that there's something in you, there's some knowing awakening in you. It's a knowing that's not based on any particular experience. And if an experience of expansion is what makes you feel that you're having a spiritual awakening, wonderful, fantastic. It can be a pointer, yes. And if the experience changes into something else, which at some point it changes into something else, it's the nature of experience, then has the knowing gone away? Has the knowing gone anywhere? And what is this knowing made of? How far away from you is this knowing? If you cannot find any other you than this knowing, then you have awoken to what is awake to itself. And nothing can take this knowing. However, life will come with all the human stuff and play. And it's in the midst of all these waves. It's in the midst of all this up and down and this and that. And it's in the midst of all of that where you check, do I know it now? Can you know it now? Even when the mind is saying, I lost it, I don't know how to get back there. I don't know how I'm going to ever get back to where I was. I feel totally lost now. Even when the mind, the thoughts are saying all that stuff, do you know it now? If the answer is yes, still there is a knowing, even if it's not the experience that you want, yet still there is a knowing, then 100%. No doubt. Your being has awakened to itself as pure knowing. And that is not personal. It's not something that your person can now claim and say, I'm awake. It's time to start being a teacher or something like that. It's not for your person to claim it. It's your being. Your being. And your being doesn't need to claim anything. Awakened being doesn't need to claim its identity. But the tendency is that the mind person stuff hijacks and wants to come in and claim it and make some recreate an identity out of that. Watch out for that one. Watch out for all the tricks that must come so that you see through all of them. And the only way that you can see through all of them is that they come to be seen. All the tendencies, all the latent tendencies left over in your fragments of persona, they come to be seen. They all come to be seen. And in the seeing is the freeing. When you can see through all those tendencies and through all the stories that may arise in your consciousness, in your system, when you can see through all the creating of whatever, that seeing is awake. Let me know if this has any value to you. And if you have any more questions, please like, subscribe, share, and write a comment. I'd love to support you if possible. Thank you for listening this far, watching this far, and much love. Ciao for now.